Photography came into my life, I guess, when I was about 15 years of age, just through interest in images and through light and through another friend, I guess, I knew that was involved in photography. And following that, then I started to join clubs and started to save all my few pence together and buy cameras. And I guess it was my striving for perfection just took me from one stage to the next to buy cameras. I started teaching it back in 1989, I think. And it just excelled from there. I got involved with the modelling agencies then throughout Ireland, and my job realistically was, believe it or not, to actually, they would bring me the girls that couldn't be photographed. And, you know, because the photographers would just go through the run of the mill for them, and they said, okay, here's a girl that really can't be photographed. They called it non-photogenic. We want you to produce the results. So I did. And I was doing that for a lot of years. And I guess it was the best training I've ever done. And even by doing that, I think it's made me the portrait photographer that I am today, and it has just excelled from there. It's always been a passion. It's always been a passion. Even people, when I teach photography I still have 75 students that I teach it to. A lot of them professional photographers, they say to me, wow, we've been talking to you, the passion that you have is like something you started yesterday. And it's just continued on to the level I'm at now. I guess my style of photography is different from other photographers because my approach and the way I handle people. I treat photography, portraiture photography, as about people, not so much about the event. If I photograph people in the studio, the most important thing for me is to assess the clients that I'm photographing, to feel off them their personality, so that I can tailor my photo shoot to suit them. And basically what that means is it allows people to relax more so than anything. We get tons of clients in here that have gone to photographers and they've got just the old style photographs whereby the person is just standing. I mean, it is well known, my work is well known, that if you look at my work, and I've often asked people, tell me what are the people wearing in my photographs without looking back at them. They can never say. And the reason they can't say that is because it's the expression on the photographs that show. So I guess what's the most thing different is my ability to be able to capture people as they truly are. And they can reflect on the photograph, and they can actually, you know, lock onto the picture and just picture that's exactly how I feel that child. I mean, one of the distinctions that I have is categorized in two separate ways, and the two ways are, if I photograph a baby, you've got, as a parent, have got to be able to look at that child and just feel, yeah, that's exactly how I feel off the child. Whereas if I photograph a model, and you've got to be able to look at that picture and say, holy man, is that this girl? You know, so they're the two levels. One brings out exactly what you want to feel off the child, and then when it's a fashion shoot, it takes them to the next level. And I guess that's what's different about it. My favourite part of a photographer, I guess, is, on the wedding side of it, I guess, would be being part of the most special day in their lives. There is no question about it, but the amount of preparation that goes into weddings for people is just unbelievable these days. And I always feel honoured and privileged that they have chosen me to capture those moments. And I treat it seriously. I treat it as a huge responsibility. And a lot of photographers, a lot of my students say they wouldn't take the responsibility of a wedding. I look at that as a challenge. I treat every wedding as a new project, as a new goal that I've got to reach, a new challenge that I've got to achieve. And to be honest with you, the more challenging the project, the more I seem to excel on it. My ideal New Age photography bride, I guess, is a bride that's different. A bride that knows what she wants. A bride that is not prepared to come into any photographer and just say, I'm getting married, I need photographs. I always tell my brides that that day is gone. I like a bride that will come in and have her own idea. For instance, as soon as a bride expresses interest in me and she puts down a booking, the first thing I ask her to do is to start tearing out pages of different wedding magazines, because part of my portrait skill is that I have to do an assessment on all people in order to form their personality so that I can tailor my shoot to suit them. And by them tearing out, simple thing like tearing out pictures out of a magazine and keeping them from me and coming into me at different intervals, I can build up a portfolio on them. Another thing is a bride that is willing to have fun. I've always said it, and I teach photography. I have 75 students, a lot of them professional photographers. And the one thing I teach is that if it's not fun, I don't want any part of it. A bride that isn't uptight about it. And sure, you're going to have nerves and you're going to have a little bit of anxiety and so on and so forth. But a bride that is up for fun on the day and that let me do my work and yet contribute to all the photographs, and that is willing to come back when the whole lot is over and re-edit her album herself so that she can put her own touch into it. And that's something that's rarely done, but we encourage that. We love doing that for them.